following show is for entertainment purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of Empire Media LLC, its subsidiaries, affiliates, sponsors, and advertisers.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Motor City Uncut, episode 134, presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit. I am your host, Dorf, joined each and every week by Major Sports Network founder Adam Hernandez. And, guys, job title is that he still doesn't have a job title.
Heckler extraordinaire.
Yes, oh, yes.
Get it right.
He was talking about, okay. All right, we got him a job title. Heckler extraordinaire.
Hells yeah.
Shawn Bell. It looks like our Facebook live stream is bandwidthed out. So for those who were attempting to watch it there, click the link that Adam's about to post, and you can catch this the audio version live on the air as well. So as I teased in the Facebook live stream pre-show introduction here, time to let Adam wind into a microphone for about 15 minutes.
Hold on a second.
How he loves the Joe so much and how he's going to hate to see it go.
Give me.
I will professionally stall for you,
Thank you,
sir. So if you do want to join us live on the air tonight, on the phone, it's not 734 anymore.
Yeah, I was saying, remember, we're in Connecticut.
Yeah, we're not in Connecticut, we swear. 203-71-TMSNX, which is 203-718-6769 is a Google Voice number. We swear we are not in Connecticut like the area code says
or
we are.
Are we?
I don't know. Check the metadata on the stream. I'm sure you can figure out exactly where we are. Someone who knows where to look. Anyway, it's going to be a boring April in the D, isn't it?
More than likely.
Oh, I'm just so glad those commercials. April in the D.
See,
I'm so glad they don't play those anymore.
Oh, man. Dude, they were so bad. I remember the first time that they made it, I had a friend who was in that band, and he was the drummer.
Oh, yeah?
And
you knew that guy?
Yeah, and every single time, it was a dude that had the big old beard.
I don't
and stuff.
remember that much detail.
But every time I would see him, he would start singing that as he knew I was irritated by it. And
how much did they get paid for that?
Not much. I think they only got like...
Here's $250.
No, they got...
And some coupons to National Coney Island.
I think he said that they got like about $2,500 plus some new equipment. So I'm like, it was okay. But, you know, I'm like...
just a tiny little band. You
exactly.
You could have done worse.
Right. And exactly. You know, you get all new equipment and $2,500, you know, I'm like... It's not too bad. But, yeah, he would always sing... I haven't seen him in forever. So, like, if he started singing it to me, I'd probably kick him in the balls. I probably would.
I will commit assault against his testicles.
I'm like, I am willing to do this.
I hate that song that much.
Exactly, yeah. And then, like, after that, they just got worse and worse and worse and worse, and then they just stopped as I think they finally realized they were losing. Didn't
they then actually hire a real band?
Yes,
the year after?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Forget who it was. Wasn't it? Shit. Who was it? They're from Grand. It's actually a decently popular. Rock band.
I will Google
Grand
this.
Rapids.
I will Google and find out all the bands.
Remember, my roommate is a freshman in college. Was obsessed with them. He was a hillbilly from Ohio, so it's not that.
Wait, right there, you just gotta say Ohio. You don't even need to say hillbilly. You already know he's from Ohio. It's just like, yeah.
Sean, you're a hillbilly from Michigan.
Yeah, but that's different.
No, it's not.
Northern Michigan is way better than the entire state of Ohio.
Ohio is the worst state.
Yes.
Ever.
Northern
Adam,
Michigan's
we're running out of
legit.
things to stall. We're talking about Ohio being the worst state ever. Hurry up.
Well, I just
he said to go prep for your tears.
Sorry about that.
All right. Now,
are we good? Are we good?
Now that we've professionally stalled for you, time for you to ham it up for the camera about your love for an inanimate object.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do now?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to. Terry Foster posted that article, and yeah, for me, the Joe Louis Arena was. I know it was a dump. I do. I think everybody knew it was a dump. Look, and I posted two articles this past weekend. One talking about the greatest Red Wing moments at the Joe Louis Arena. The second one was things that we're not going to miss about the Joe Louis Arena. And there's plenty of them. And obviously, yes, I know that the building itself was behind the times, even 1979,
Behind the
80.
times when it was built.
Yeah, it was. Look, there were no bathrooms. The bathrooms that they did have were fucking disgusting. The stairs were like a walking death trap.
Surprised they didn't get like some government agency to come in and force them to decrease the slope on those.
You felt like a herd of cattle when you were exiting and entering the building,
Or sitting in the seats.
going from the parking structure over to the arena itself. Yes, like I said before, the seats. Yep, the seats, the leg room. They were all, it was always cramped. Luckily, I said in the article too that the Red Wings were good for so many years while they played in the Joe that it really wasn't that big of an issue because
You're just excited to go see.
yeah,
the
you're
game,
you're
you know,
excited. You're excited to see the Red Wings play. The concourse wasn't good. It was the concourse itself was cramped. I remember when
and
they
you're on waterfront and you didn't put a single fucking window.
you didn't put a window in the
Yeah.
building. The outside was not much to look at. The concourse was it actually got better. The concourse did
and there's
after-
nothing around it either.
after they pushed smoking to the outside
Mhm.
because I remember when you were allowed to smoke in the concourse. It was disgusting.
Mhm.
And yeah, the area surrounding the Joe was not good. And I'm not saying it wasn't a bad part of town. There just wasn't. Look,
There was nothing there. It was
you were
factories.
you were blocked in by a ramp, a highway, and water.
Mhm.
And then the side that you
you
weren't
can see Canada from the arena.
the side that you weren't blocked by, you don't want to go to that part of Detroit anyway.
Exactly.
Because exactly there was some factories. If you went down far enough, then you would have been into the Del Rey area, which you don't
Mhm.
want to go and mess with.
Not only for potentially the people, but like the contamination.
Yeah, and then there was, and even so, Corktown really wasn't all that great.
No, it's not.
Throughout all those many years that the Joe was there and the Red Wings were good, it seems like when they built the Joe Louis Arena,
They rushed it.
they rushed it, yes,
Mhm.
but they kept in mind the urban plight in the exodus to the suburbs, that the only way that you were getting into the Joe was if you had a car or you were riding the people mover in from Greektown, and that was it.
Mhm.
And that was the biggest. Those were the biggest problems with the Joe Louis Arena. Now, Dorf, you brought to my attention that Terry Foster, who I said before the show was about as deep as a puddle, wrote an article about people saying not to. What was it? What was the headline on it?
I actually have it up. So
Okay, go ahead.
Terry Foster, stop romanticizing the Joe Louis Arena. It was the worst in the NHL. Want me to read it? It's not very long. I can read it in a couple minutes.
Go ahead.
All right. We tend to romanticize everything in this town. Even a dump like Joe Louis Arena, a hastily built building that failed in so many ways, is getting love. I've read the tributes to the building from journalists to players to Red Wings management. People are not paying tribute to the building as much as they are paying tribute to the great organization. The truth is that the Joe Louis Arena is one of the worst arenas in the National Hockey League and is not deserving of the name Joe Louis, who is one of the most accomplished athletes in Detroit history. I will not miss the Joe Louis Arena. They can dump bricks and mortar into the Detroit River for all I can care. It was ill-planned, did not provide fans comfort, and was placed in a spot that did not benefit the city and was an inconvenience for fans. How can you jam a building behind a freeway where you cannot promote commerce while stunting the growth of the Cobo Center and risk losing a big event like the North American International Auto Show? The Joe's greatest accomplishment is that it prevented the Red Wings from escaping to the suburbs after the Lions and Pistons left town. Detroit was turning into a sports ghost town. Organizations found better deals in the burbs and took them. The fear was that the Red Wings were going to move west somewhere to like Novi or Farmington Hills. Shut up. You stared at me when I was reading too fast. Anyway, continuing. Former Mayor Coleman Young slapped something together to prevent this team from leaving, but there was little planning and little thought in the building. The corridors are too narrow, the seats were too small, and I remember my knees hurting because the seats were too close together. How many times did patrons fall on the stairway to death that led to the main entrance? Little Caesars Arena can't open soon enough. Detroit sports fans deserve better. I will miss Steve Yzerman, Scotty Bowman, Darren McCarty, Nick Lindstrom, and Brendan Shanahan. They brought the arena to life with their play and decision-making. But these guys could make any building rock. This is one guy who won't shed a tear. It was time for a move to someplace nice with the Red Wings and Pistons under the same roof in downtown Detroit. That's where they belong, and hopefully these teams will be together and will team together to create more special memories.
Okay. I could argue each and every one of his points that he put out. You know what? Did he not? When did this article go up? Was it today?
About 12:30.
12:30 today.
Actually, it was just before 1.
Okay, so
the 12 o'clock hour.
Okay, so did Terry Foster not watch the ceremony after the game yesterday,
Probably,
or was
remember this is Terry Foster,
or was he too
not.
busy watching The Bachelor? Was there a Bachelor rerun or Bachelor marathon happening?
I'm pretty sure it's Dancing with the Stars season 4.
Oh, okay, because I'm almost positive that it wasn't just about the building. I'm almost sure that they did honor the organization more so than anything yesterday, because they were bringing back people who didn't even play at the Joe. They were bringing back Terry Sawchuk's relatives. They were bringing back Ted Lindsay's relatives and Gordie Howe's relatives, who I know Gordie Howe had a short stint at the Joe when he played with the Hartford Whalers, but still, Gordie Howe's not going to be known for playing in the Joe Louis Arena.
He didn't play under your banner.
No, he didn't. Not in the Joe Louis Arena years. And yes, I understand that the Joe Louis Arena was put in a shit part of town that was blocked by, like I said, a highway and a ramp and water and the seats sucked and the bathroom sucked and everything about the Joe Louis Arena physically pretty much sucked. The only thing that didn't suck, and I pointed this out, was that I didn't think that there was a bad seat in the house at the Joe Louis Arena. I thought the sight lines were very, very good.
Says a not very tall person. No, I'm kidding. Continue.
But again, it wasn't really about the build. It was about the end of an era within Detroit hockey that produced some of the best sports moments that this city has ever seen. That's what it was about yesterday. Look, if the Red Wings played at a pond and in Orchard Lake throughout all those years,
they played on Orchard Lake.
Yeah, they would still be talking about that pond that they played on. If that was the case. If they played at the Palace all those years, it would have been all about all those years at the Palace and all those great memories that they had at the Palace. The building didn't really matter. The building mattered just because that's where the team played all those many years. Anybody who's hung up on the actual physical building itself
are not true sports.
I mean, well,
fans.
it's
like for the families. That's what they're trying to get.
Well, they're missing the point.
Yeah,
they're missing the point in all of this. It's about the era that building that housed it all. That's what it was about. Yes, of course, it was still about the team that played on the ice. But again, Terry Foster, I wouldn't expect a guy like Terry Foster to totally get it, because the guy is a fucking boob. The guy is one of the worst.
You are making fun of a potentially disabled person.
You know what? He was a boob before his medical problems, and you know what? I'm sorry that happened to him. That sucks that happened to him. I'm sorry for him and his family. And yes, but as far as sports writing and goes in this town, Terry Foster has always been one of the worst. Always.
I mean, he's always a number one seed in Jeff Moss's Detroit Sports Rag annual worst sports personalities.
I don't think he was this year.
Yeah, I think only because
he's been gone. He was gone for so long. But seriously, the guy is he's never got it. Again, this is the guy that would be watching Dancing with the Stars and The Bachelor during Wings games or during Pistons games when he wasn't working them. And then would go on and do a daytime sports talk show the following day.
Even if you're not going to watch it, you're just going to watch the highlights in order to be able to talk about it the next day.
Don't advertise you're not watching it.
Don't be tweeting about The Bachelor.
But again, you guys, this is what it was about. It was about the end of an era. And you know what? It was a damn good era, all things considered. Because you know what? During most of that time, the Pistons fucking sucked. During most of that time, the Lions fucking sucked.
All of that time, the Lions fucking sucked.
Yeah, there was a year there or two in there.
Oh, so you're
They went
talking
9-8 for a playoffs. Yeah, so they didn't
91.
Yeah, there was a couple.
2010, 11, and last year.
And another one, and who am I? Is it the Tigers? For the most
They've
part,
been good for the last decade.
They've been
Before
good.
that, they were
Yeah,
gross.
all throughout the 90s, they were garbage. All throughout the 90s.
They did win a title during Joe Louis's existence, though, too. You got to think about that, too.
They did.
in the early years.
Yeah, he was only 5 years old when they won the title.
But, and you know what? Personally, I'm going to miss the Joe Louis Arena more so than any other sports stadium that I've lived through in this town. Certainly going to miss it more than the Silverdome, or going to miss it
You've
more
seen
than I've
so
missed
much
the Silverdome.
stuff happen there.
Absolutely.
You know?
I miss it more than Tiger Stadium. Just because I've seen more
Right.
at the Joe
And the
than
thing is,
I've
at Tiger
seen-
Stadium when they won those championships, you were a baby.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
thing you don't remember that.
I mean,
stuff,
I was.
so-
I mean,
I
look at-
was -7 years old.
I was there when they won in '97. I was at that game. I was at the game in '95 when Slava Kozlov scored in overtime against Eddie Belfour to send the Red Wings to the Stanley Cup Finals against New Jersey. Then they ended up getting swept, but still, besides the point.
But you've seen a historic event in your
Yes,
so
yes.
that's the thing.
I was
right.
I was there when Claude Lemieux wanted to get his revenge on Darren McCarty. I remember watching on TV the brawl that happened on March 26, 1997. I remember all of those days. I remember where I was watching it, and yeah, I mean that's the thing about the Joe. I mean it was like I said, it sucked. It was a dump, but it housed everything that happened with that, just about everything that happened with that Red Wings team, and that era of that Red Wings team.
Right.
So it's again, Terry Foster he's a moron.
Didn't mean to make Terry Foster the subject of this segment here, but
he deserves it.
Yeah,
if
he
he's
does
gonna, if
deserve
he's
it.
gonna
If he's
write,
gonna
if
write
he's
something
gonna write,
stupid like that.
if he's gonna write garbage like that, then that's the problem. And you know what? For any cynical Wings fans out there that is bitching about, oh well, look at the way this season went and blah blah blah. You know what? You could take one night, and just reminisce about the Joe and all the good things that happened there. There is nothing wrong with that.
Right.
man, I expected tears from you here. You were all prepping me for you to cry in there in this segment. Instead, we got rage. It's too late, man. You're not fooling anybody.
You fooled me. You got me crying.
I want a hug. Sean, come here.
Sean doesn't hockey. Oh, they're actually hugging. How cute.
Hey, I do hockey. I've gone to so many Wings games.
I've been to one.
It
It was terribly uncomfortable, and they blew with.
We tried to bring him to one.
I know we did. We tried to.
No, I gotta work.
I got work.
I had to work.
So what? You could call off one
Blow
night.
him off.
Yeah.
It was,
And it was when you worked at freaking Dick's Sporting Goods. Come on.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh.
Because I was sending you pictures left and right during the game, and you were ignoring me.
Yeah, probably didn't have my phone.
I don't care. It was Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm pretty sure
and
they'd
you know
be
what?
fine.
They won.
Yes, they did win.
Yeah, the one game I went to, they were up 4-1 with like 10 minutes to go, and they lost 5.
Maybe it's a good thing you didn't go.
Yeah, no, exactly. You see, he's bad luck.
And I remember the whole thing was terribly uncomfortable.
He gets on my cast about I don't like hockey, whatever. You know, I don't follow hockey that much, but I love watching it. All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Go F yourself.
Whoa! Some strong words, buddy. We'll do some more like off-season planning, specifically around the expansion draft and stuff like that at a later time.
Oh yeah, we got the expansion draft.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Riley Sheehan scored twice.
Yeah, fucking finally breaks a 79 game scoring drought and gets 2 in one game. What the fuck was that all year?
And the last one at the
last
Joe.
one at the Joe.
Do you think some of his teammates were like
Fucking finally. They've been trotting this bum out here this entire year. Fuck. All right. So moving on to another disappointing Detroit sports team. How about them Pistons?
Woo! Woo!
They play in about 25 minutes tonight. Final game at the Palace.
And tickets are still $15.
Still are available as of this morning.
Yeah, they are. It was okay. I died laughing so hard when I walked out of Comerica Park today. The first thing I heard, Piston tickets. Somebody want Piston tickets. I got Piston. I seriously looked at the dude. I'm like, dude, I can get them at the door for $15.
How much were they selling them?
He was
for?
trying to sell them for 45.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, dude, they're not even sold out. He's like, I get people to sell. I'm like, you have like 50 of them in your hand. Everybody's walking by you. That's the worst thing you could have done.
Yeah. Yep. Pistons will not make the playoffs. Like I said, final game is at the Palace is tonight. They do play the regular season wrap up in Orlando on Wednesday, 8:00 Eastern tip.
You know the thing about the Palace too. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Is it's
I had nothing going after this. I was going to kind of.
what I was gonna say is Palace had some good memories too.
You did win a championship.
Won championship. You won. Let's see, they won 2 there, and I think the other one was on the road. But it seems like it's kind of a waste. Such a nice building still.
I know. Well, they just remodeled it like what?
Yeah.
3-4 years ago. They put like almost like $2 billion into it.
I don't know.
It was like $30 million.
It was a lot of money.
$2 billion.
$1
billion.
$100 billion.
Compared to 30 million. Those are pretty.
No,
significant.
they're like pretty much the
doesn't
same.
but does it seem like kind of a waste though?
It does, but they're still gonna use it. Like
I don't know. I don't know if they are.
I guarantee they still use
I
it.
think
for,
I think
they're gonna
it's-
use
Be
it
a
for
concert
they're
venue.
Yeah, they're gonna use it as concert venue for a few years, and then they'll probably get rid of it because that property is probably worth a ton of money.
Who's gonna want to play there though?
Oh, you already have like auto parts manufacturers, suppliers, and stuff like that lining up to buy the property.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
They all
And,
want to be close to FCA.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody's gonna want to go and play downtown.
Do you blame them?
No.
Downtown.
Well, the thing is, how I see it, if your name is Detroit, you should probably be in Detroit. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but whatever. If you don't get the like, I get why the Pistons were out there.
I mean, it's a good area. I'm like, it is a good area.
Nice area.
Yeah, they would obviously,
Well, there's nothing there.
it's rich folks area in certain areas around there.
Nice
so,
area.
Yeah, so it's
do,
a
we have
good.
do we have a Jim Price button?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's a nice area over there.
Nice area.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, Pistons disappointing this year.
Kind of stir the pot here. Anybody disappointed that they shut down Reggie Jackson, even though he's healthy enough to keep playing?
I am. I want. I kind of want to showcase him a little bit.
Exactly.
That's what I want to do.
Get
I
him
wanna
out of here.
showcase him. See if he's. Dorf, if you keep on looking up at that screen, I am going to turn it off.
No, Dad. Don't
There-
turn the car on, Dad. I
when,
promise.
When I was in Utah and watching you guys on my phone on my way home or back to the hotel, the amount of times I wanted to just type underneath there, Dorf, stop looking at the TV and
I
talk.
can listen. I am multitasking. It is
Dude, and it was
perfectly
so funny. I was laughing so hard. I was about to text you, Adam, like, Adam, turn off the TV.
Are you disappointed they didn't put Reggie in?
No. I am a full believer in the art of the tank, and if that's the way you think that you can lose more games in order to improve your draft position, by all means, go ahead. Bench them all. Don't care. I would totally be down with a starting lineup featuring Ish Smith, Stanley Johnson, your 2 draft picks this year, and I don't know, Boban. Sure, let's roll.
Would you have liked to see Stanley Johnson play a lot more once they started? Obviously, when they were eliminated 2 days ago or something like that.
Mathematically eliminated, I believe, on Saturday.
Whatever. But before that,
They
obviously,
were essentially eliminated like the week prior.
right. So I'm like, obviously, we all knew that it was going to happen. Wouldn't you have guys like to see Stanley Johnson to be out there starting and see what you can get from this kid? And obviously, if you're not seeing anything, then move
I mean,
on.
right now you've got to make the decision. You're picking up the next 2 years in his option.
Right.
You got the 2-year option that you have to pick up this year. No. It's not like he's an unproven commodity that you haven't seen at all. A guy you just purchased from the D League.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on your squad for the entirety of the last 2 years. If you're Stan Van Gundy specifically, you know what you have there. You know what he needs to work on. Now, if you want to give him a little more burn, fine. But I'm not going to be like, here's a forced start because we're going to see what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Playing in a game that doesn't matter.
Who gets traded? Who has the higher probability of getting traded then? Jackson or Drummond?
Reggie Jackson, because
Yeah.
Drummond is boss man, Mr. Towngorse's best buddy.
Yeah, Drummond's not going anywhere for a long time.
Even though it would be smart to trade them both.
Mm-hmm. We should have traded Drummond when we had the chance, before the contract extension.
What are they calling? Who called about Drummond? Somebody called about Drummond.
I can't remember anybody.
Oh,
calling him
Cousins.
Oh.
Yeah, him for DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, yeah, that was no. I think the Pistons proposed that to
Mm-hmm.
Sacramento. They didn't take it. They ended up taking the worst deal from the Pelicans.
Actually, Buddy Hield's gone ham since then, so it's looking better.
It's looking better now. I think the better long term though would be Andre Drummond.
Mm-hmm.
I think a guy like Andre Drummond's harder to come by than a guy like
Buddy
Buddy. Yeah.
Buddy. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Cotton head knitting muffins. Oh,
I don't know. That's
You take that back. You take that back.
the only movie Dorf's ever seen.
Elf.
Elf.
It
Yeah.
sounds like it. Have you seen any other movies besides Elf?
The Star Wars franchise, all the Mission Impossibles.
Not even I've seen the Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
None of them in theaters.
I don't
I refuse to see those
And any
because
sort of like Interstellar,
Star Trek.
whatever that last one with Matt Damon getting stranded on Mars was called.
Martian. Yeah, Martian. That was actually pretty good. I actually like that. Actually,
That's pretty much it.
Dorf lives a shelter life, fans.
Dorf
He doesn't leave his house most of the time.
Dorf is too busy.
He's
to watch
basically a
movies.
Chris Kamen, and he boards up his windows and doors, and he doesn't go outside.
Not quite.
Yeah, and you're like, what's his name in Benchwarmers?
I wouldn't know. I've never seen it.
You know what I'm talking about, Adam. You've seen Benchwarmers, right?
I haven't seen Benchwarmers.
Oh my gosh, my mind like his Nick Swarson's character in there. He's scared of sunlight, and that was Dorf. He stays at home, wraps himself in the blanket.
Are you scared of sunlight?
Look at him; he's
No.
very white.
That more has to do with the ancestral heritage than light absorption.
All right, what else we got, Dorf?
You guys are assholes. Off-season plans. Do we want to see Jackson, Drummond, or both traded?
Yes.
Yes.
And what position? I'm not necessarily asking you to assign a player or their potential draft pick. We'll be picking in the what? Likely in the 12
The middle
to 15
rounds,
range.
yeah.
I'd like to see a point guard.
That's exactly what I was going to say, point guard, because I would like to see Jackson gone the most.
Well, even if you draft a point guard in that range, you're going to need a starting caliber point guard.
You know what? I would
Immediately.
be okay with Jackson. It's just his attitude. He has a shit attitude.
Yeah, he's cocky, and when he gets cocky, he's not even good, and it irritates me. He gets too big headed, and
he's not good enough to have the
You're
attitude.
not
he
good enough
does.
to be the diva.
exactly.
No, he's not. He's not.
You're a nice player.
They don't have
Mhm.
anybody on that team that can be the quote unquote
No, they don't.
diva on the team. No.
You could possibly say the closest one would be Tobias Harris, and that's it. And he's not even.
Again, he's
yeah,
not.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I said he would be the closest one you could
If
think
Tobias Harris was copying an attitude, I'd say get him out of town
Yeah.
too.
Bye-bye.
But I would like to see both of them.
Mhm.
Both of them gone.
of.
I don't
would
wanna-
totally agree with you.
I think Drummond continues to be.
He's lived his life in Detroit and hasn't done anything.
He continues to be a liability late in games, and you
Mhm.
don't want your franchise player to be a liability late in games.
And like, to be honest, how I've seen like Drummond play it just seems like his maturity level it hasn't even changed at all or anything. He's been in the league for what, 5 years now?
Drummond?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
he's
So
been-
it seems like he hasn't. He's the same kid coming out of Connecticut. So
He's slightly more offensively polished, but I believe I would actually go on. I don't know if metrics will back me up on this, but I would gander to say he's worse defensively than when he came out.
yeah, I just feel like he's gotten worse, and it's like it's as being a Pistons fan, it's frustrating.
I agree with you. I agree because Drummond he is beyond the point right now where he is
We gave
where
him
he's a player that you
Uh-huh.
should be able to count on late in games. Now,
Right.
I will say this: that Drummond, up until the end of the fourth quarter, or nearing the end of the fourth quarter, is a decent player.
Oh, for sure.
But-
When you can average a double like 90% of each games, yeah, it is. But like you said, later on, he's a liability. I'm like, when you can't make a free throw, oh no, that hurts you so much.
I totally agree.
All right, so got another one in here. I'm going to kind of steal from our final segment of the night, cut room floor. Mo Wagner and DJ Wilson of the University of Michigan have declared for the draft. Any interest in either of them?
No,
No.
not
Both
really.
projected currently to be late first rounders.
Not really. No.
Okay. Because I guarantee you could probably steal them in the second round.
Okay, well, I'm
Mhm.
not talking taking them at the 12 to 15 range. Talking
Just taking them throughout the draft period.
somewhere.
Maybe.
I'm more interested in Wilson than Wagner. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a maybe.
As far as offensive win shares go, Drummond was a 1.3 this year.
What's Ish Smith, like a 6?
I don't know. I don't have his up.
Oh.
He was a 2.2 in 2012, 2013.
So he's gotten worse.
Well, he's gone up and he's gone back down. He was a 6.4 his second season. Then it's been downhill from there. 3.4,
We're talking
2.0.
just offensive win shares?
Offensive win shares, yes.
I was saying he's probably worse defensively. Sorry.
Oh, no, he's not as good as he was last year, because last year was his best year defensively. According to win shares, he was a 5.5. This year he finished up with or he's probably going to finish up around a 5.2.
Gotcha.
By
By the way, I'm going to pivot back to the Red Wings here.
he's been going downhill in total win shares though
Ever since.
since his second season.
So I'm going to pivot back to the Red Wings here for a second. Remember that guy at the deadline you got a third round pick for? His name's Thomas Yurko. Guess what his final stat line for the Blackhawks in the regular season was?
What was that?
1 goal,
Okay,
no assists, -7.
there we go.
It's a good trade.
Get a third round pick. Oh yeah, by the way, you only played in 13 games, so healthy scratch most of the time. You get a third rounder for
Because
that.
he sucks.
Mhm.
Thomas Jerko, again, a guy who is never going to come around. Probably, he's going to be like another guy that the Red Wings traded to Chicago, who ended up turning out to be nothing. It was Thomas Kopecky.
Mhm.
Ended up
Thomas Kopecky they let him walk as a free agent, and he actually had a decent run with the Panthers for a couple minutes.
do you know where he's playing now?
Probably Sweden.
KHL.
Oh, look at him. Probably Sweden. Cool.
Thomas Jerko was never going to be a guy that was really any
he's
good.
never
Though.
gonna be a top 6
He had
forward.
he had a nice YouTube highlight reel,
That's about all he was good
and
for.
that's all about exactly. That's about all he was good for. Yeah, exactly. Was he mesmerized some people on YouTube, but that was never going to be something that was going to be able to transition to
Real
the
NHL
NHL
games.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on the Pistons?
Nope.
All right. All right, everybody, panic! The Tigers' blow pen is already cost them a game. They've actually blown 2 leads, and the
Mhm.
Tigers were able to come back and win one. That was the second game of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're playing.
Yeah,
with the
quit
cord.
playing with it.
Sorry.
Gosh, kids.
Shut up, Dad. Yeah. So 2 out of 6 games, they are still 4-2.
Mhm.
Keep in mind, they did just take 3 out of 4 against the plagued, not injury plagued,
Yeah.
The Red Sox literally have the plague.
Yeah.
Um,
And plus, you look at besides the plague, they didn't have Xavier Bogaerts the entire time.
Xavier
because
Bogaerts
his
is like,
grandfather passed away, so he's been
out,
gone.
he's out on the bereavement list.
Yeah.
And yes, the entire team is playing with like the bubonic plague. I mean, but they're calling it the flu.
Yeah.
It's so bad they put like a couple guys on the disabled list because of this. They're so sick.
Man, I might get sick because they threw me bubble gum and I hate it. I just thought about that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you were sitting by
I
the dugout
seriously might get sick now. I
Mitch
didn't
Moreland,
think about that.
did Mitch Moreland throw it
No,
at you?
it was their coach, Ruben.
Moreland was playing through it.
Yeah, Moreland kept on running in right by us.
Betts missed a couple games.
Betts was right next to us. I'm getting the flu. Oh man.
Yeah, Sean's got the plague. Looks like we're gonna have to be quarantined in here. At least there's a decent amount of snacks.
They've got some Lysol in the house.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
don't think that'll do it. You need to take him out back and give him the hose.
Oh, that's awesome.
What do they have? Like seriously, what do they have?
They just said
They're
flu.
calling it the
It's called the
flu.
flu.
But like a left-handed reliever, Robbie Ross, got it so bad
Yeah.
they literally put him on the DL.
Is he in the hospital? Did they put
I
him
don't
on?
know. Joe Kelly didn't even come to the ballpark on Saturday. He was so sick.
Mhm.
They
Was
left
he
him in the
Detroit?
hotel.
Oh,
They left him in the hotel. Said don't come in. So
why would they even bring him on the?
he pitched Friday.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah, he did
He
pitch Friday.
He pitched Friday. He took the loss on Friday.
Mhm.
Probably because he was feeling like shit.
Anyway. Question. Is manager Brad Ausmus to blame, or is there nothing you can do because can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit?
I think you can blame him because there was other potential that we could have used right off the bat instead of what he brought up. With example, Bruce Rondon. You saw how bad he pitched in spring training and for the baseball classic. Why the hell was he even on the team?
You know what?
That is Alavila's decision.
I will say this. I will say this, and I don't want to defend Brad Ausmus or anything like that.
Don't want to ever be accused of being an Ausmus defender.
Yeah, but I will say this, that if at any point during the season you're going to want to make some final evaluations on a guy, it's right now.
Mhm.
And I could kind of see putting Bruce Rondon in there to see if he's going to end up doing anything for you, or if you're gonna have to make that determination to send him back down. And I think that's exactly what happened. And the Tigers in turn are bringing up Joe Jimenez. Now I don't think Joe Jimenez should have ever been in the minors to
No,
start the
right,
season.
he
I
should-
think
he should have made the team right
I
off the
think
bat.
I think he should have come up north with the team, because the Tigers don't have the luxury of keeping a guy
dicking
like
around.
of keeping a guy
Right.
like him down in the minors.
Mhm.
Is he one of your best 25? If yes, then why is he not on your roster?
And I think he is.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think he
You're
is.
not a small market team where you have to worry about service time and
No, I mean, when
arbitration.
relatively speaking, when you're looking at the entire roster, yeah, Joe Jimenez is
Oh.
one of your best 25.
To be honest, I think right now, even though he hasn't pitched, I think he's in the top 20.
Well, I think you just got to look at relievers though.
Mhm.
You're not
Right.
obviously you're not going to compare.
Is he one
him.
of your best 7 relief pitchers?
Yes.
Fuck the relief title. Is he one of your best 12 pitchers
Yes.
in your organization
Yes.
right now?
Yes.
Then why didn't he come north of the team?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It makes no sense.
I don't know. Was it because they're not losing anybody because of him?
Right.
No, they're not.
I mean,
Rondon's zone had this is his final minor league option year, so they can send him. They can run him up and down as many times as they want.
and
Actually, I think the only guys in the bullpen without options, Justin Wilson still got options.
Justin Wilson still has options.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 actually.
Mhm.
Although he'll lose it because of service time shortly, but
Doesn't Alex Wilson have one
Alex
year?
Wilson has an option left.
Mhm.
Actually, I think he has 2 as well.
Blaine Hardy, I don't think has.
Yes, he does
he have
because
one
he's
more?
already been run up and down once. Yep, Hardy's
Okay.
actually got 2
Oh,
because of
okay.
service time. Kyle Ryan, I think, only has 1.
And Shane Green.
Shane Green has 1 or 2.
I think
yeah, I think I'm pretty sure the whole bullpen besides K-Rod, and Annabelle Sanchez,
Yeah.
have options available.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
No reason.
Is there any reason to be concerned? Because you know what? I mean, K-Rod's been pitching well to
He
start
had
out.
a decent outing today.
Decent outing today. I think there is going to be some concerns going forward, though, regarding his 88-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yes.
That's being generous, dude. It was more like 87.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you look at his changeup's only 83.
Well, that's going to be relative to an.
But then his curveball is like 68.
Well, his changeup is going to be relative to what he throws.
Yes.
If
his
you're only looking
fastball
at a
at.
4 or 5 mile drop,
Mhm.
that's not good.
No. But the thing is, you look at it, the amount of movement he gets on it is crazy.
Could just stop calling it a changeup and just
Just do
start
it
calling it a
two-seamer.
splitter.
Yeah, you could do that.
But Justin Wilson has looked good to start the season so far.
He pitched good today.
When
too.
his when he got called on to for the save, was it Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, Saturday. 12 pitches, just blew it right past people. 12 boring, measly pitches, 3 outs recorded. Thank you very much. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Just God, that was great. It's like, oh man, this is what save should look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Wilson's not off to a good start. Bullpen ERA coming into the game today. I don't know what it is now that you have 2 scoreless innings in there. It was 7.14 or 7.44. I forget which. Not good.
Mm-mm.
Not good. So, anyway, so consensus is who knows whose fault it is? Too damn early to tell.
It's
I don't want to put too much blame on Brad Osmus. I mean, there were some.
But the thing is,
instances-
he has a say in it too, and it just seems like
Ultimately, personnel decisions are the general manager. You can't blame him for that. Now, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on here. Was Rondon being trotted out there in close games late in them? Brad Osmus is, fuck you to the front office saying, I don't want this guy here. Get him out of here. He obviously fucking blows. Oh, you want him to pitch the 8th inning? Well, see what happens.
yeah, but then
Fucking blow 2 games for us.
but then that shows also too. You look at it that he's not doing his job correctly. So it's going to look bad on him, and then upper management like, oh, maybe Osmus isn't doing his job correctly either. So maybe we're
Well, it could be you remember Billy Bean's situation in Moneyball there, where he was setting the lineup for his manager.
yeah,
Could be that.
Yeah.
yeah. It could possibly be that.
Doubt it, but it could be that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? I'm putting together lineups together that I can justify in interviews this offseason.
Alex Wilson has a
Oh, yeah,
not.
that's another movie I've seen.
Oh, Alex Wilson has a 9.00 ERA.
Yeah, 3 innings. What's
4
done?
point. Oh, no,
He's come
it's
down.
He's 2 innings.
Oh,
two
he's only
innings.
thrown 2 innings.
2 innings.
2 innings in our 2 earned runs.
Yes.
Okay, because he had a clean outing and then a 1 earned run outing. I believe.
Right.
Or 2 earned run outing. So, well, whatever. All right. That's all we're going to do on the Tigers tonight. Last but not least, the cut room floor tonight. Michigan spring game is Saturday. How many people do you think will be at the game?
10.
1,000? All right. Percent capacity. How full will the big house be? It's supposed to be nice weather. 3/4.
Yeah.
It is Easter weekend.
That doesn't sound bad.
No,
I think I'll go 3/4
yeah.
as well.
I mean, it's a holiday weekend. There's going to be a lot of people coming home. And then there's
That's
going
a
to be
great activity to do together. Oh, let's just go to the fucking free spring game. Why not?
Exactly.
Actually, I think that there'd be a lot of people leaving
Yeah.
town. I mean, for Easter.
Oh.
I don't know. I think
I'm
that
going to go
There's
5/8.
There's going to be people coming in to visit. You got to think about all
Just
this
to be
stuff.
contrarian, 5/8.
Fine. You pull your 5/8.
Write this down. We're going to pull the actual reported attendance number and see what it says.
I'll go with 2/3.
2/3, 5/8, 3/4. You guys are fucking lame. Former Lions wide receiver Titus Young sentenced to 4 years in jail after he was arrested in L.A. for ducking out of a court-ordered mental facility and then beating up his neighbor.
What the hell is wrong with this guy?
That was on January 30th.
Oh my god.
According to court records, Young pleaded no contest to 1 count of a felony battery with serious bodily injury and was sentenced to 4 years in state prison. He was also arrested in 2013 3 times in the span of a week for DUI, trying to steal a car that was already impounded and then breaking into his own house. And you could also remember the time that he fell asleep on a park bench in a cell phone store, or a bench in a cell phone store. So, yeah. Titus Young, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. You traded back into the second round to draft that fucker. Or traded up in the second round to draft that fucker. Also, former Michigan State Spartan and Detroit Piston Mateen Cleaves has had his sex assault charges reinstated after reported he was accused of imprisoning a woman in a motel room and raping her after meeting her at a golf outing in Grand Blanc. This incident happened in September 2015. The charges were actually tossed out in December after several days of testimony, but have been reinstated today, I believe. Today, yes, reinstated this afternoon after new evidence was brought forth. So no court dates have been announced yet, but yikes. And still no decision on Miles Bridges going pro. Deadline for that decision to be submitted to the NBA is the 23rd of April. So that is just under 2 weeks away. And also, does anybody care that PETA was bitching about the Detroit Red Wings and their whole octopus tradition?
I'm going to throw octopuses at them.
They would probably like that.
They probably would.
Save an octopus, throw PETA.
Which PETA?
PETA.
PETA from the Hunger Games or an extra PETA?
No. PETA. People for the eating of tasty animals.
No, I'm vegetarian. I'm not.
You don't like PETA.
I'm not totally enamored with PETA. It seems like they're more about being commercial than they are
militant
about
activism.
Than they are about actually going out and
ethically treating animals.
Yeah, helping animals.
If they're at their like 97% kill rate shelters.
Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're an animal that's rescued by PETA, you have a 97% chance of being put down. Faster than it's legally allowed.
I think I've heard something about that before. I like I said, I'm not.
Well, it's because they have the stance that no animal should be kept as a pet, and so they're saving it from a life of servitude as a device by humans by putting.
The only thing
I
think about the South Park. Remember the South Park episode. Where Stan goes and lives in that PETA sanctuary.
Yes.
Speaking of South Park, I'm so pumped up. I bought Hulu finally, and all the episodes are on Hulu.
Yeah, man.
I'm so excited.
We're not going to see Sean for 3 weeks.
You probably won't.
One other thing, I've been seeing this more. Do you think Lakeland Tomlinson makes the team this year?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yes. Depends on who they pick in the draft.
I'm hearing that there's a good possibility.
Oh, I think there's a good possibility that he won't, regardless.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to give it more than 50% odds at this point.
Because it sounds like the new regime is more prone to cutting the fat of the old regime, and Lincoln Tomlinson could be one of those.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
I don't think
it kind of also depends on the progression of Joe Dahl, and also the health of TJ Lang as well.
Good thing he can go back to Duke. And did he finish his medical degree yet?
No.
He can go back and finish it. He has the money.
Back to doctor school.
Yeah, he go. That's if I were him, that's probably what I would do.
Him and Zach Zenner can go be doctors together.
Zach Zenner's a doctor too.
He wants to be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wants to go back.
Did he start?
He did start it, but he hasn't finished it yet. I remember reading the article. He wants to finish it. So whenever he works
as like an intern at a medical research lab every summer.
Mm-hmm. And he said when he's done with football, he's going back to become a doctor.
Yeah, trying to keep his skills sharp. He's like he interns in the lab during the summer.
Well, if I was Lincoln Tomlinson, I'd probably.
He needs to.
If the Lions cut me, I'm not screwing around with another team. I've made some good money.
Time to go play doctor.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up.
Why you no doctor yet? Why you playing the NFL? Why you no doctor yet? Anyway, all right, that is going to wrap up tonight's program. Episode 134 Motor City Uncut on April 10th, 2017. Catch us each and every week on Monday live at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on Detroit.themajors.net.
Except next week.
Except next week. I won't be here.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing a show?
Are we doing a show, Sean?
I'm down if you want to.
Okay.
All right. The other two clowns will be here next week, but I won't. So until
wait, actually I can't. Sorry.
So no show next week.
All right, then I
won't be here.
No, see, that's fine. Then I can go coach then.
See you in 2 weeks.